From loving rap to loving minors. The story of Drake. Drake's first hit was Best I Ever Had, which made it to number 2 on Billboard Hot 100. Best I Ever Had was on Drake's first album, So Far Gone. A few months later, Drake dropped his second album, Thank Me Later. In 2011, Drake released his third album called Take Care. On this album, he released a song called Take Care with Rihanna. This song has 650 million streams to date on Spotify. In September of 2013, Drake released his fourth album, Nothing Was the Same. This album had his first song with 1 billion streams called Hold On We're Going Home. After a few years, Drake dropped one of his biggest albums ever, Views. This album had 3 songs with over 1 billion streams. Hotline Bling had 1.3 billion streams. One Dance had 3.3 billion streams. And Drake re-released Too Good, and this time it got 1 billion streams. This is considered to be Drake's biggest album ever. 2 years later, Drake released another massive album named Scorpion. This album had 4 songs with over 1 billion streams. Nonstop by Drake had 1.1 billion streams. Nice for What had 1.3 billion streams. In My Feelings had 1.4 billion streams. And the biggest song on the album, and one of the most known rap songs ever, is God's Plan, which had 2.6 billion streams. In 2021, Drake released another album named Certified Lover Boy. In my opinion, this had the worst album cover of all his albums. This album didn't have any songs that broke 1 billion streams. The biggest song was Fair Trade, which had 876,000 streams. In 2020, Drake released yet another album, this one called Honestly Nevermind. The only song that made it to over 1 billion streams on this album was Jimmy Cooks. In 2023, Drake released his 9th album, this one called For All the Dogs. The biggest song on this album is I Don't Give a Fuck, which has 464,000 streams. Also on this album was First Person Shooter, which led to some of the best diss tracks in the past 5 years. In April of 2024, Drake released Push Ups as a single that dissed Kendrick Lamar. After a little bit of waiting, Kendrick followed with the song Euphoria, which in my opinion was the best song out of this diss. Drake then released Family Matters, which came back very strong against Euphoria. A few hours later, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, which addressed every member of Drake's family. Less than 24 hours after Meet the Grams, Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, which is the most iconic song of 2024. Drake tried to come back with The Heart Part 6, but he had already lost after Not Like Us. Drake is still referred to as a pedo today, 5 months after Not Like Us dropped. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, it helps out a lot.